Hello my friends, Paul here at RoJoBe Music, and welcome to the November shop update. Okay, just before I get into that, I just want to tell you something that happened quite recently. Obviously living here in Thailand, you occasionally come across, well you often come across reptiles, little geckos and other lizards and snakes as well. And I have on a few occasions had to remove snakes from our garden because one of our dogs, the husky, he wants to play with them, kind of. And a few months ago, he was, sort of going mad at a spot in the garden. And when I had a look, there was a little green pit viper there, only about, I don't know, 9 or 10 inches long, maybe a foot long, or 30 centimeters for those of you in metric land, but still, a dangerous snake. So I removed that quite successfully. Nobody got injured. But a couple of nights ago, it happened again. I was actually sitting indoors, and my wife came running in from outside, said, "The dog's attacking a snake, or a snake's attacking him," or something like that. She was panicking. So I said, "Right, put the outside lights on," and I went out there and had a look. And sure enough, there was a snake, a cobra. Yes. So there are three main types of cobra in Thailand. And one of them is the monocled cobra. There's another one, there's the Siamese spitting cobra, and obviously the king cobra as well. Let me just give that lens a wipe. It's a bit better. Now, any one of them, you do not want to take a hit from any one of those snakes. It's going to be by far your worst day, possibly your last. Probably the most dangerous of the three is the spitting cobra, because as its name suggests, it spits venom at you. It doesn't even have to bite you for you to get envenomated. And they aim for your eyes, and animals as well. They aim for the eyes, and they've got a range of up to about 2 meters, and they're pretty accurate. And if that venom gets in your eyes, if you don't get it out sharpish, you're going blind. Okay, you don't want to mess about with those. You don't want to mess about with any of them if you don't know what you're doing. But luckily I've had a lot of experience with snakes, including cobras, so I know how to handle them, and I know what to do. But more importantly, I know what not to do. You can't handle snakes like that if you don't know what you're doing. Very, very dangerous. The monocled cobra is very common in this area, but they all are. And even the king cobra is fairly common in this area. Now, many people don't understand why it's called a king cobra. Many people think that it's because it's the king of the cobras. Well, I guess it is in a way. When you have any snake with the name king, it's because it eats other snakes. So I guess that earns itself the right to call itself a king. And the king cobras can get really big. 3-4 meters long. And you know about cobras. When they feel threatened, they raise their head up and the hood out. Well, with a full-grown king cobra, when it raises up like that, it can be eye level with a man. They're scary animals. This one was about probably 80 centimeters to a meter. Wasn't a big snake, but don't be fooled by that. If whichever species it was, if you get a bite from that, I say at the very least you're having a really bad day. And they are deadly, all of them. So be careful. And the cobra's venom is a combination of a neurotoxin and a hemotoxin. So the hemotoxin prevents clotting, so potentially you can bleed to death, and you bleed from every orifice. And to be honest, that's the least of your worries with a cobra bite, because the neurotoxin attacks the central nervous system, and the symptoms can be absolutely horrendous. Okay, you know, you can have muscle spasms. So if you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a really bad cramp in your leg, you know how painful that is. Okay, well imagine that times about 5 or 6 all over your body and lasting for about 24 hours. It is horrendous. I've seen video footage of it, and you can literally see all of the muscles in the body rippling. You know, it's horrible. It looks like, if you've ever seen the film Alien, when the alien's about to burst out of his chest, it's like that all over the body. It is bizarre, and apparently the most excruciating pain you will ever encounter is, you know, it's cramps, but all over your body for 24 hours, and about 5 or 6 times more painful than your most painful leg cramp ever. Okay. It can shut down your respiratory system. It can interfere with your synapses. It creates havoc. You do not want a bite from a cobra, any kind of cobra. They're all really bad. Convulsions, as I said, respiratory failure. It's horrendous. So yeah, so that was, I mean, like I said, I've had experience before with handling snakes, including cobras. But that's my first encounter with a wild cobra, and you know, they're wild animals for a reason. They're wild. You know, you got to know how to handle them, and basically you use something long like a branch or a broom or something like that to pick them up, for obvious reasons. But you have to try and pick them up close to the head end of the body, and pick them up quickly, so that they don't, you know, just slide off again. Because if you pick them up in the middle and lift it up, they just slide off. But if you pick them up near the front, then as soon as you lift them off the ground, they know they're off the ground, so they tend to stay on the stick, and then you can move them. And that's what I did, and I just moved it into a safe area. Anyway, enough of that. How long have I been waffling now? Oh, a long time. So, November shop update. So we're right here in shop number 1. And we've made some changes, so let me just spin you around. Actually, I'm going to spin the viewfinder around. Okay, so this is where all the guitars and instruments and everything else were. Not no more. It's now a Achilles play area. So all of the instruments and the accessories, everything is gone. My desk is still there, that's coming out. So we've decided to turn this whole area into a kids play area. So that this entire building now is predominantly, well, solely learning centre, school, call it what you like. And it's a huge amount of space. Like I said, I've taken all of the instruments out, all the accessories, and let's just take you outside. Okay. So this is shop number 2, basically the music room, and all of my guitars are in there. That's the music room, that's rammed with all the guitars, hanging up on the racks as well. And this side, which is the other classroom, is all the accessories. You can't really see it, there's my instruments at the back there, and all the ukuleles. It's hard to see, but everything's in there. Why, you ask? Well, that's shop number 2. Here's shop number 1. There's shop number 3. Yes, we've done it. We've rented a third shop. One right next door to the first one. So we'd been renting this for the whole of October anyway, because we were having like open days, and you know, so it was like a excess classroom, but it's also, you know, completely glass fronted, so everybody could see what's going on. So it was good, like advertising, and we've got quite a few students because of that. I'm just going to step inside now. Now it is a bit echoey in here, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect the sound. So it's kind of hard to see on video, but so that's obviously the door there, and then each of the side walls kind of taper outwards towards the back. You can't see it, but they taper. so that they go on an angle out that way, and this side goes on an angle out that way. So, so the front is probably 4 or 5 meters across, and then the back is about 10 meters from one side to the other. I've got my little sign up there, still got to put the pictures and everything up. So, yeah, this is going to be the music room, or the music shop rather. So I've got my guitar racks there. They're going to be going up on the wall from that corner up to the edge of that, basically. And all of the electric guitars are going to stand on the floor in that area. We're going to put my desk over there by that wall, because I've got all the electrics and everything in there. I've already got a camera set up there, and I've got another camera set up in the opposite corner up there. This place has got 3 air conditioners, so it will be fine. And then that's the ukulele racks, and they're going to be going on this wall. So from basically from there to there, or there's going to be a little gap at each side, but they're going in this bit here. And then all of the handmade ukulele, excuse me, it's very dusty in here. All of the handmade ukuleles and instruments will be on the floor through there. And then in this back corner, on that wall there, I'm going to put the racks for the strings, and then all of this corner up to kind of, that's the middle of the back wall. That's going to be all the accessories, the guitar bags and other, you know, generic instruments and things like that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to lay it all out yet, and I'll probably change it half a dozen times. But yeah, so things are taking off. You know, we had to expand the teaching area because, you know, like I said, we're getting more and more students, more classes, more courses, more teachers. It's gone mad. So we needed the extra space. So, you know, we decided to rent this shop, to turn this into the music shop, to free up, you know, the other side, so that its sole use is teaching, and it's going to be great. So there it is. Coming back to the subject of the teachers, we've had a few problems, to be honest. We've had a few teachers coming and going. I'm not going to go into details because this will be a very long video. But we've still got the German teacher. We've still got our music teacher. He's Thai, and he teaches guitar, violin. He can also teach piano. You know, so he's a good all-rounder. He's got quite a few classes throughout the week now with us. And we've also got 2 part-time teachers. They're sisters from Zimbabwe. So, you know, we're trying to get a bit more generic. I mean, I do prefer only British teachers, and it's only because of the accent. It's not because I'm racist or anything stupid like that. It's just to try and keep the consistency for the kids, okay? So that's what it's about. Although I have to be honest, a couple of the younger kids were a little bit scared by one of the teachers. Like, again, it's not a racist thing. It's just not what they're used to. You know, it's just for them. It's just a bit scary. But I'm going to go back into the first shot because I'm not sure what the sound is going to come out like on this video in this echoey room. So just bear with me while I go back next door. Okay, so back in shot 1. What are we doing for time? Loads of time. Okay. So I'm just trying to think. I've made another video today on the cigar box guitar. I can't remember which one I'm putting out first, to be honest. I'm not even sure if I should be saying that. But anyway, I'm hoping to get back on track with the videos. It's just been so ridiculously busy. It's not going to let up any either, but you know, I want to try and get back into the projects and the videos and everything. So, you know, back in the workshop. But yeah, so things are really are developing for us in a good way. You know, the only problem is we never get a minute's rest. Well, I certainly don't anyway. But you know, it's all good. We're really happy with the way things are going, and you know, it can only get better. So that's it for the November shop update. I mean, today is only the 31st of October, so I've done it early. But now, as for the December one, I may actually do two, or you know, like a two-part one, because obviously, you know, we've got Christmas coming up in December, which is not traditionally a Thai celebration, but they've all kind of stolen it. So we might be doing something, but we have decided we're going to close for 2 weeks over Christmas, have a bloody rest. I doubt we're going to go anywhere. We're just going to, you know, catch up on some relaxing time. I'll get bored. You know, 2 days and I'll be back in the shop doing something. Well, I'll probably be in most days anyway doing something. But you know, we've just decided we are doing well, you know, and the hard work is paying off, but it's also taking its toll. You know, we're going to need a break, so we're taking 2 weeks out at Christmas. We don't care. You know, we tend to have less students around that time anyway, because you know, they travel and all the rest of it. So yeah, so we're going to take the opportunity to have some time off, and we'll see what happens. So I'll probably do a December shop update at the beginning of the month, and then one around Christmas time. In fact, yeah, I will. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll think of something a bit, you know, a bit special to do. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this one. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends, yada yada yada. In the meantime, peace out.